Hello, welcome everybody. Oh, it is Saturday, meaning for me, monsters are bust. Hello and welcome again. Just had a 12-hour work day. Didn't enjoy that. Entirely, I will not say. It was nice working. We didn't work in a nice way, but it's too long. Yeah, I am a bit tired. That's why I decided not to go on with Nagash, as I am doing a lot of the small details and everything, and that's with my tired eyes and everything. No, I'm not up to that. I have a Sunday off tomorrow, so I am planning on at least give him a little bit of attention tomorrow. So I have decided, let's go sit a little bit differently. I have decided where is my music? Sorry. There it is. Oh my god. Yeah, this is also not a... I've been standing all day and also walking a lot. And I can feel that in my muscles, my leg muscles also don't work that I normally have done for lots of years, but lately not for 12 hours. So yeah, also my shoulders, my necks, and my mainly my right arm a little bit. Yeah, I feel them. But anyway, sorry, for those who do not know me, yes, I'm chaotic as hell, especially in here. My brain jumps from one thing to another, and well, my mouth tries to spill it out in the right order, does not always work. But yeah, so work is work, it's done. I have what we call a normal weekend, that's one day. Otherwise I would have a long weekend, that's 2 days, and more than 3 days is a holiday for us. So yay, I have at least a weekend. The good news is, because I had to work today, I did have this week 2 days off, as Wednesday was my day, my replacement free day for today, for the Saturday, and we had Thursdays off because our king had his birthday. So I'm certainly not missing anything about a weekend, and I did even stream, and I did get out a lot of my Oldhammer undead. Started painting them. At a moment I even thought, oh my god, I do know I have a zombie dragon, and I do have a winged nightmare. I do have the riders for them, but not the models anymore. Not the beasties. Well, luckily I went to search for a replacement, and look, I don't need to. I have them both, so those are also complete. And thus I have decided to paint a zombie dragon. This is the old, and I did a little search on the internet. I could not get the real year, but everybody was saying this was around 1994 released. It's nice heavy, it's completely metal, and it is the zombie dragon from Games Workshop. And I will show you in a moment the way this model was supposed to be painted, as Games Workshop in those time did paint. I do love the way it is painted, only it's absolutely not in a realistic style, more in a comic style. But that's for the moment. So I put it on the large 100mm base. I put some sand and stones on it. And just as I was watching Muse's Touch stream, I have been picking out some colors for it. And I thought, those look good. The black, I also did already painted black. I had it in the same bones color as the sand is now. And I used, let's get it a little bit on my end. So as always, music is a little bit too loud. Oh, I'll be needing my coffee today, tonight. The black that I am using, that is coal black. It's a black that I got from Reaper, of course, in the ghoulie. Yeah, I believe it is the ghoulie bag. Yeah, it has to be, because I with Christmas you did only get, I believe, a mini. Sorry, do not even remember. I did one coat, a very thin coat. You can see on the belly. It's still not completely black. This black, it has a little bit of bluish green in it. So for the belly, I am considering maybe I'm not doing anything more, but then I have to redo the neck also. But I was watching this whole, looking at this whole mini. There are still a lot of details in there. That's, of course, it's Games Workshop. There are quite some bones sticking out. There is some muscle tissue. Mainly it will be a black dragon, so the scales I will keep quite black.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Thank you for the raids, Muse's Touch. Hello, Shanua. Woohoo! Yeah! And hello, Muse's Touch. And everybody else, of course. I was just hello. Well, I was just showing off the nice 1994 zombie dragon that I have already painted black, and I was just about to show everybody as this is still in lurking mode. Okay, yeah, no problem. Oh, awesome! Yeah, this is indeed the model itself. It's really awesome. But I will show you a little picture that how the box art looked and how in the 90s models were painted. It's really, yeah. One moment, and there it is. Yeah, that is the zombie dragon. From, well, I don't know if this is exactly box art, by the way. I don't think so, but this is about how it was pictured on the box art. That is what I remember, and it's certainly not bad painted or anything. I love the bright colors, but for a undead dragon, that's not completely what I had in mind for it. I want it to be a little bit more realistic. Although, of course, a green dragon. Sure, that was my the thing that I started with. He's undead, but that means he has to be at some point living. So what kind of dragon would I like to paint? Now let's start with a black dragon. And then make him undead. That's certainly possible. That's why I used my coal black on stream from Carol, that I at least have the base color done. And I have been, looking for some colors to use, as there is some muscle tissue. There are bones sticking out. One part is still not dry. I see at the tail. It's still a little bit wet in there. I also will see, I have a really nice triad, which is the Dark Elf skin colors. It's gray with a little bit of purple in it. And I think that would also be a great highlight color for maybe for the scales, or maybe for all the hide parts. Where the skin at least is still showing, but still a little bit in doubt. And of course, this model was not just like that. It also did have a very nice white on it. And I was already had a little bit of red on my palette this week. So I gave him, already some red clothing. Not sure if I will keep it, as I am thinking. Ooh, I got the hiccups a little bit. Let's have some more coffee. But yeah, I'm thinking about, because he has a really nice armor. It will be black, or at least gold black. Only the trimmings on the armor, I want to do, of course, a different color, a little bit color maybe. So I was thinking red, as this is also red, with black armor would go very nicely. But then gold would also be very nice, I guess. So that's something I am going to. Oh, I now see he has dragon scales on his banner post. Nice, good to know. Then we will make those black too, to match the nice dragon. So yeah, I will experiment a little bit with it. What looks best to me. Also, a lot of details on these minis, as they are all metal. That's why it's Oldhammer. I must say, I already regretted a little bit that I decided to go to paint this one, because as I said, hey, did work 12 hours. I did get up at 4 this morning, and it is almost 9 o'clock now. Details? We will see. I can always change to our winged nightmare if I have to. Also a great mini with also a great rider on it. I'm just showing off, so not to get not to get painting. It's a blood dragon vampire. Now I immediately had something like, why is a blood dragon vampire on a living nightmare and not on a dragon? Okay, yeah, Games Workshop, okay, good. Whew. Yes, so I do have some paints sorted out, of course, as there are bones. And I think I will start with those, that's the easiest part. Then we can see where all the bones and all the horns and claws are, with not bones. Then I already said that I have the Dark Elf highlights and Dark Elf skin colors, the triad, which I am not completely sure if I am. I think I can better use it for the skin tones, indeed. Yeah, those are going to be the skin tones. Let's do that. So the black I will highlight with a little bit more gray in it. That's good, because I do have a really great triad with a great mechanical frog. Hello! All my paint is made out of bones. Oh, no, wait. Ouch. That's And welcome indeed. And as as pro streamer I am talking and making a lot of noise. Why not? And just what I just remembered as a really professional streamer, how is everybody doing? How are all your weekends going? Is anybody working on anything and want to show off? No problem. My chat is link friendly. If you are on Discord, I have also a Discord where you can post. I don't actually know what Pro Acryl is made out of. Unicorn hooves or something. Well, I think it is made out of professional acryl painters or something. Maybe. I mean, Pro Acryl. At least something professional. So, yeah, that's also one of those thingies I have since a few weeks also a few Pro Acryl colors in the house. Made from old mini painters. Silent acryl paint. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, they have the only that's something different. And no, I really, because it says green. I would almost say it says Soylent Green, but it's more like a V, so Soylent Green. I now see that they also have. Oh, this is just dark magenta. Pants blue. I don't know if those are the real names. I mean, the dark magenta. Oh, that's from the signature. Ah, it's in different series. The whole. I see now. The signature series dark magenta. That's the name. But all the other colors, faded plum. No, this is also plum, the normal. But this one has a little, sub name to it. Just like the blue also. And I would say it is pants blue. Okay. Maybe I should write them and ask them about it. Not that it is very important. It is all of flesh, yellow ochre, warm yellow. Pro acryl paint names actually make sense, unlike Citadel paints. Why? Citadel paint just makes complete sense to me. I mean, Space Wolf Grey. Everybody knows what kind of grey that is. Yeah. I mean, I have found some of my older minis, and I can assure you, this is a Space Wolf. Let's go. There he is, a Space Wolf, and that is definitely Space Wolf Grey. No, it's car metallic blue, but I couldn't. I had. When I choose that, it's the Vel color. Look, let's go back to my original view. Yeah, just past me the Lacathian malaise. I base coated my mini in Malthusian tears. Also with no color, because those tears normally don't have colors. Yeah. I can certainly agree. I mean, I like a lot of I mean, brilliant green. Apparently Malthusian tears have a tint. Okay, yeah, what do I know? And brilliant red, those we understand. Marigold yellow. As long as the color it refers to is mentioned in the name, I have no problem. But yeah, there are certain. I have here a flask frozen flesh. It does give a hint how that should look. Indeed, like this. Okay, now I see it. Yeah, can understand, but there are indeed. I certainly, and of course now I cannot find any of them that does not have the name of the color in it. That's always the same thing. Yeah, now, olive drab. Paralysis, sleep demon, flesh grey. There you have it. That's it. Whoops. Everybody knows how that looks. Oh. Oh, wait, yeah. Never mind. Never mind. Demonette hide. Okay. Well, that incubi darkness. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those are indeed the yeah. Well, okay. With a height, but that's a completely different kind of color than if you put Demonette in front of it. Indeed. And I'm pretty sure that Scale Color also has some colors in their range. What do we have here? Oh, yeah, I do have one. Vallejo has also one. Lipstick. What color is lipstick? Well, as far as I know, they have a lot of colors of lipstick. I don't wear it or use it, but apparently they mean pink lipstick. Or pinkish. It's more, yeah, pinkish red. I mean, there we go. Yeah, well, they have to give it a name. And I must say, of course, it is better than giving all the paints just a number. Because then you... Can you give me the 1, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6? Huh? No, that is the 1, 1, 2, 3, 6, 6. That's not the one that I needed. Anywho, painting. Somehow, somewhere. And I was going to first try put some deep red. Now let's get in the right position for painting. Come on, legs, you can do it. Yes. Whew. I wanted to see the white in his black armor. Vallejo has hexed Liegen. Yes, that's right. It's a really nice purple. In a while, I almost read wild fungus has appeared. No, fungus. Okay. Right. As I said, I wanted to see if I can get yeah, that's. I mean, my brain did catch that very quickly. I mean, the connection between lichen and fungus. So my brain is not that tired. Damn, you are fooling me. Hey, wake up. So that is with black and red. Now I'm going to get a. I did change my setup a little bit again. Well, I had this week, so I had a few days off, and I also used that time to get a little bit more room over here to this site because there was a old computer monitor stand with my shot glasses under it and my no, I've lost them. Oh, I have not all my contrast paints and speed paints in small tubs. My brush stand was on there. Next to it was a big paint stand because I could not place it anywhere on here because they were where my monitor now is. And I decided, hey, I do have another brush stand. And I have another one that I do not even use for brushes, but a lot of other stuff. But I have a small brush stand over here on the table. But that brush stand that I used for all kinds of stuff, everything was grey. How come everything is grey? They were just completely covered in dust. Haven't used any touched anything of that in maybe 3 years. Good, that thing goes. I can place that piece over there, that piece over there. Now can I paint? So I have made a little bit of room. Yeah. 3 days. So this was all besides my whiskey bottle, Nagash, and my brush stand, let's call it that. Everything was empty. I had 2 days off, been working for 2 days, and sorry guys, I'm going to move you a little bit. Come here. This is, that was the empty area. Yeah, I have been cleaning up. Somewhere, somehow. Oh, sometimes. But hey, at least I have been doing something. Good, so now I'm going to see if I put some gold trimmings on there. Oh, and the fungus has escaped. Let's get a little bit of bright gold. At least it is, oh sorry, dragon gold. Makes it nice and shiny, certainly. This is just a little indication of how it is going to look, of course. We have those trimmings. He has a little bit of stuff over here. Probably the saddle. We have those ears on his arms he has. I think I will keep going with the red and black. Yep. And of course give it later on highlight. I have to decide about the helmet, as he has some kind of emblem that he also has on his arm guards, and it goes around his helmet, so that would make all of that red. And talking of red, why not? Before we go paint anything more about this model, I was going to paint a undead dragon, I believe. Yeah, something like that. And I didn't want to paint small details today. No, indeed. That's why you didn't paint Nagash. Why? I'm painting eyes. Now, of course, these are quite easy, as these eyes are nice and bulging. I will highlight that red later on with a lighter red, of course. Really? Why not darker red? No. Yeah. Good. The black dragon. What we are going to do first is all the North bones areas. Paintbrush, paint and model. Now let's start easy. Oh, that was the fungus. I'm still stuck on the fungus. Oh, whoa. No, you're not going to fall. Behave yourself. I do a little because these horns have a great already set texture to it. So instead of, so I have to repaint this one in a moment. Instead of just painting them, I am more of edge highlighting them, and to the end I can use the almost full white bone. But now you keep the nice dark grayish black shadows in there. Let's see if we can. There's a lot of damages in the horns. Of course, he is. That was one. Yep. So I need to repaint the wings too. I don't know what I was thinking. I had already started painting years ago on this model. It had a slight greenish white skin and scales and bright blue wings. Don't know where I was going with that, but I certainly had some plan with it. If I don't like it in the end, I can indeed still paint over it. I first need to repaint the other horn, and when we have that color out, my coal black, let's repaint the wings. Also, where I dropped my brush, and then let's go on. Oh, I see another. Oh yeah, let's do all the horns. There's a horn on his. Oh, hold on. Focus one moment. Oh, let's get it like that. As the mini is in fact in the right spot. Yeah, because I am now thinking, Baldy is thinking, yeah, the quickest way to do all the scales is of course dry brushing. So if I'm now starting to paint a lot of other stuff, then that dry brushing is not really going to be good. So let's get my dry brush board over here. I have my gray triad. Is this one dark enough? Because I did do some Google research. I have found a lot of black dragons, greatly painted, even some zombie dragons that still look quite black, but have quite some whitish highlights, or whitish, complete white highlights even, and in all kinds of colors. So with my black I am quite safe. I also want a little bit more of color in there. Well, if I leave that black, I make these highlight these gray. No. Worst case, after dry brushing, if I don't like it, repaint. I take a little bit of my stormy gray. Just do it. Just do it. Let's see what we can make of it. Get a lot off, and let's get dry brushing. Well, this is in fact not completely dry brushing. The old-fashioned dry brushing you did on a piece of paper. This is dry brushing without paper on the, well, in this case, a very expensive piece of MDF. And recently I found out, because the first times I did not really like it. It still absorbed a lot of my the water from the paint. is with a paper towel, what we always have been using. A lot of the water, the thinner of the paint gets sucked into the paper, and then you get a really chalky result, which is great for stone, skeletons, and that kind of stuff. Wood, also very good, but if you want to paint something like this, you don't want it to be chalky. And that is why they advised me to, well, of course, you can do just a piece of MDF. No, let's buy this together with quite expensive brushes. Why not? Let's spend some extra money. Anywho, no, didn't like it the first few times because still the paint looked chalky. And I don't know which streamer or painter I heard. I believe it was Ninja. Or otherwise it was Google Town could also be. I watch too much streamers sometimes. I cannot remember which one said what. And there is, oh, the electric has also escaped. Damn. Because he had heard that before the first use you have to varnish it so it does not absorb the moisture of the paint. Okay. Didn't know that. Now I do know that there was some kind of pamphlet with the packaging that had some letters on it. I never read it. Probably those were the instructions how to use my dry brush. What? Dry brush palette. Let's call it that. I was a little bit afraid that this would be, even though it is a very dark grey, would maybe just be too light. That the difference between the coal black and the grey, maybe, yeah, you know, then that it just not looks the way I would like to look. I mean, you could go completely white in one go with this highlight, but then that would certainly not look good. But I think this is quite a nice start. I even thought about maybe I can add a little bit of blue or a little bit of purple. Would also be quite nice. But let's keep it a little bit more simple today. Well, what is so difficult about adding a little bit blue and purple? Yeah. To be honest. Ah, there we have. Hey, hello, Mr. You are banned. Sorry, not interested. Yes, certainly I would like to have a few more followers, a few more viewers, maybe even a few more subs, but not the way you are going to do that. Thank you. Legs. He has a lot of those scales in a lot of places. I can see that it is a little bit more gray, but just enough, not the dark gray that it is. That it is making it too big a difference. Now that was the stormy gray. We go now to cloudy gray. Yes, the grays in this triad are all a little bit weather related. I do not clean my brush or my brush palette, my dry brush palette. I even put the gray on the same spot as the darker gray was. So they mix a little bit. This makes indeed a little bit more difference. Thing is always with dry brushing black, you have to watch out that it does not get too gray. Then you have more like, hey, it's not even black anymore. This case, of course, at that stage, if I would say it's too light, I could add a black wash to the whole thing. And I think I am pretty safe as far as I can see right now. Also, I don't want it to be too bright, of course. It needs to be a little bit of an unhealthy color. Now I go one step lighter. Now, so I do now the misty gray, but add it to my cloudy gray. So we do get a mix out of there that is just a little bit lighter than the cloudy gray, but darker than the misty gray, as the misty gray is almost a white. Let's see, where do we have my wire? Yeah, this is a white. So now you can see there is a difference, but if you see it like this and you would not know it, it's yeah, okay. You can't see because of the cap is white. We are going to try a very light dry brush, mainly also from top to bottom, to create a little bit more light fall. Especially he has some very large scales on his back. I could go later with some pure white, or nah, maybe some pure gray. It's maybe better, but we will see to even get them a little bit more highlighted. On his biceps, I see on his elbows. Let's just make it a complete human. Yeah. Well, I'm still considering about the skin. I wanted to go to use the draw colors. But I do like To be honest, I do like that. On the belly, the color I created there with just using the North bone. Or not, it's not North bone, by the way. But at least a skeleton color, bone color, and then a very thin layer of the coal black over it. Looks good. Then I only have something like, how am I going to highlight that? Although, as it looks over there. First, now we have this. The scales are done. Which means we can go on with the bone. Okay, and we are going to do the horns differently. With the big horns on his head. As with dry brushing, I made it all quite dark and gray again. Damn, we are going to use a wash later for that. I said we make it simple. Yes, we make it simple. Instead of leaving the dark parts dark, we are going to make them maybe I can. It's even better. Yep. This is my method of painting. For those who do not know, yes, I always doubt a lot about what I do, and then sometimes certain ideas come up, and most of the time they do work out. Why is there some white stuff in my brush? What? Uh-oh. No. Yeah, okay. I put my North bone on top of some very light, that is properly my misty gray. And that has been drying a little bit. So we are going to take it from that side now. Keep your wet palette organized. And my idea about the whole bones color, I am going to use Duncan Rhodes Battle Mud Wash instead of my black wash that I just said was going to use, because it gives a little bit of a dirtier color to it. Hey, and a wild ninjask has appeared. Okay. Sounds very Japanese. I have tried out the black wash, which is the Oblivion Black, and the there was still some black paint. Some black paint not completely dried between those horns. I have the Duncan Rhodes brown and black wash. The black is not as strong as the Games Workshop one. It needs. I have tried it out on my two 4 scales, and it definitely needed a not a second but even a third coat to get it to the same result as with the black wash of Games Workshop, the null oil. Not that I think that is something bad. You can with just that one wash you can create quite some interesting shading. But what I certainly do like about his brown wash, it is not even that brown. It's more, indeed, as the name already said, it is a muddy brown. So it has a little bit of green in it. I have used it on the rider from the white. I wanted to say vampire. No, it's the white. All the bone areas are not done with Agnax Acetate, but with the muddy, the battle mud brown. It's not a big difference, but just enough to say, hey, there is a difference. And this one does look a little bit more filthier. And thus, those we are going to use, especially for my undead minis. Original picture of this mini, it does have some skin of his skull, so we see a part of his bare skull. Now I am going to look. And that is quite possible. Only the one thing is where to decide, oh, this is a part of his flesh still intact. So in fact his whole, this whole part. Now I see over there that could be a little bit of some kind of a muscle more. Let's get the original picture.
Hydrate, but all I have is coffee.
Thank you very much, good. But indeed, the only thing I have is cold coffee. Be gone. Come here, hot coffee. Thank you, Scoot. Yeah. That's the first thing that I learned with my new thermos flask. With the old one, the coffee would already be on almost below drinking temperature. Take small sips. Thank you very much. Thus, according to the box art, this is not skin, this is his skull that is sticking out. But then I have something like, what are those? What is under there? I would say the one thing that is, that is the gray area. Let's do it a little bit different. Let's make that the skull, which, I mean, it makes sense that the skull is under his skin and not some muscle under his skull. Then we are painting the horns. Let's take the teeth also. Teeth. He still does have a tongue, nice. try to stay on. No. And indeed, this is a nice old school Oldhammer model. And yeah, completely metal. So if I until now not as heavy that I say I can already feel it that it's getting heavy, but there is certainly something different than if you are painting a complete metal or resin model. Especially, I mean, the metal models, there was certainly nothing hollowed out. They are completely pure metal. That's why they were also, and still are, quite pricey. Nowadays, certainly with the current metal prices. I don't know if this model even did still contain lead. I don't think so. I believe Games Workshop did have their white metal, as they called it. Yes. They did get could not export certain models to certain countries, as it was no longer allowed to export something dangerous as models with lead in them. At least that is something that I seem to be remembering reading about it, which I can imagine. I mean, okay, we have, if you are painting a model, then you probably would have primed it, so then you are quite safe for the whole lead content of the metal. But while building, you of course have to watch out that you do not accidentally lick your fingers too often, or better even not, because the problem, as far as I know, with lead, it piles up in your body. That is at least what I have understood. It's doesn't go through your body, so it's not that if you only have a little digest a little bit of lead, that is no problem. A little bit of lead is not a problem, but if you do it on a regular basis, then it piles up and every little bit becomes a bigger bit. Let's see, should we make those teeth? Why is this?
Take a shot, 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 motherfucker, take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, take a shot.
Welcome, Viking Pie! Yeah! I was already afraid of that. Maybe it does help, who knows? Open and pour, yes I will. Hey, I'm already tired, so... But how was your little stroll? I mean, this afternoon I guess we did have some nice nice weather. So you will join me with the gin and tonic. Hey, cheers to your health. Ooh. Oh yeah. Huh. It burns its way down. But it's good. It's a good burn. Until now. For so far. So yeah, sorry Viking Pie that I am not painting Nagash. Too small details left. Oh, you were lurking, so probably you did hear me. It was good to be outside and just walk. Yeah, sometimes that's... It is certainly some of those things. Just in the fresh air, thinking about just whatever you see. No, forgetting all your problems, your sorrows. It sounds always very easy. It's not always that easy, but at least, yeah, well, fresh air does a man good. I should also be more in the fresh air. I know. Especially after this week, I have been quite lazy. I've not touched my... Oh, sorry, that's wrong. I did touch my bike on... Oh, now I have to think. No, on Tuesday. Tuesday I did go with my bike. I haven't been with on my bike to work this whole week. I did. You moved your bike from one side of the garage to the other to reach something else. Oh, I did not even move it from one side to the other. I took it completely out, and I did clean it with my high pressure cleaner just before I cleaned all my my concrete stones. Yeah. And as an excuse, because today it was this morning when I drove to work, it was still a little bit raining, but just really a little bit. Normally I would say no problem, but I had already the idea that it could be quite a long work day. And I was right, so that was a good thing. Otherwise I would have been even late. And now I was 6:30 at home. Now when I was if I had gone with my bike, then it would be 6:45 probably, but then it was nice weather this evening for a bike ride or for a walk. Bones, 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 bones. Where do we have? Oh, we have a few very big bones. We have a big boned dragon. but it's also a big dragon. I should have made it a white dragon, and then with stitches all over his the middle of the model. Hey, look, we did kill a white dragon once. You know? Yeah, it's no longer dead anymore. Whee! At least that is how they do it in the soaps, I guess. A little bit. We killed one character off. Nah, he's back. He did survive. Somehow, somewhere. Good. That is bone. That is bone. Thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you.
Muses_touch subbed, and is one of the baldy lots now. Thank you, Muses_touch, for supporting our channel.
That's very nice. Now I can now you can save up for the next community. Yeah, depending on how quickly I have this one done. Oh yeah, you call it a community challenge, but I'm now guessing you wanted to save up for so you can give me more and more shots. Ah. You're bribing people to get me drunk. Mm-hmm. Now I can after the stream now I can see I keep every month an Excel sheet of all my subs and everything. We have time anyways. I assume he's not going to start a new one before he at least starts the current one. Yeah, that's for sure. I still have the old one to do and the new one is already chosen, so and that's why I say I think he's just bribing you to spend your fallen hairs more on getting me drunk. No, I'm not. I never do. Never, never. I'm too busy with other stuff and stuff and so. Look at the cabinet of possibilities. Yeah, which one do you mean? That one? That one? That one? Those ones? Whoops. Whoops. It's good that my 3D printer is still offline. am afraid it will be for quite some time. As you say, yes, that part I am procrastinating at. I'm a little bit afraid to get to open it up and try to figure out how to replace the whole the LCD screen. But lucky, I still have some minis left to paint. Happy I ordered quite some minis from you in January. Yeah, that's a good thing indeed. Meanwhile, thanks to Capmaster, I have already heard that I have made a big mistake with my 3D printing. I'm not with the printing itself, but there is what we call the resin vat, the part where you put the resin in and where the build plate is lowering in and the mini is printed. I always clean it out with alcohol. Apparently that's not good, as the alcohol makes the transparent sheet makes it go white. And yeah, that's well, I always indeed had quite a white sheet in there. Yeah, so okay. So after when I get to repair my printer and get back to printing, we have to do it a little bit different. Don't know why I felt the need to tell you that, but now let's see. We have a lot of skin, but also a lot of punctured skin where there is some kind of. Oh, wait a moment. Here's also the belly. His lungs. What color do have lungs? More pinkish. Oh, Pete, are you here? Some pink, I guess. But as he's already quite long dead, so I think it will not be that healthy pink. Such a healthy pink, you know what? We have even a not so pink. This is the Malefic flesh. It's more of a brown, but we have a nice one with a little bit more greenish tint forest skin. Let's use that. No, changed my mind again. I am going to make it all, let's make it gray. Gray, yeah, very light gray. Why? Because I just had one of my brain farts. Luckily they don't smell. Because I am using the gray, as I do have a new wash, which is called Mortarian Grime, which is a very nice yicky color. Perfectly for something like your intestine. The inside of your chest cavity, your belly, and whatever is in there. Especially because you are already quite long dead. So I can imagine Yeah, and then we use the same color on all the muscles, because those I want to be nice, not too bright red, but certainly red. I am thinking, is that a muscle part or a bone part? That is probably skin. Okay, we will give that a skin color later. A little bit of gray here, some gray there. There's a lot of these punctured skin wounds. Thus we are going to paint the skin last, which is indeed better in these cases. As I have now learned, it's better to paint the deeper parts first. And the top parts last. Something I never used to do, but hey, sometimes you do learn certain things. Sometimes you don't. Like, why throwing things around? Yeah, I don't know. I just do. As I said, I don't want these parts to be too bright. That's why I'm going to use a quite dark red for them. But if I use them on the black, they will be quite dull. By the way, oh, sorry. That is certainly true. I mean, sometimes with Carol stream I am doing a lot of lurking, but I also try to chat a little bit here and there sometimes. And that's, you're welcome to do so too, Carol. Yeah, let's make those also. I still have to think about what color I will make the wings. Because I want to give them a little bit more. Oh, I already have my answer immediately. Let's dry brush them. Could add a little bit of, I would say, purple to the mix of grays. Have you tried speed painting? Me? Yeah, I have tried speed painting sometimes. I even did a speed paint competition once at Speld. Was the last paint competition that we did. as there were not very much mini painters out there, and there were always the same 4 people who were painting the minis. Oh wait, is that a... That is more of a bone. And yes, last time we did also a speed paint, and it's quite difficult. You have to. It's a complete different mindset, and especially if you have a set time limit. We only had half an hour to paint a whole mini. That's quite. Not really much time. And of course I did have a really nice idea. I'm going to do it like this and that and shush, and oh wait, now I am painting very light colors over a very dark color. Yeah, that's not going to work. Some people just have it, they see it immediately. I think I have mentioned the name Tim, I probably have mentioned before. Has been also a spelled lit for quite a while. But he is somebody who just looks at a mini and oh wait, I painted completely grey, and then I use dishwash, and then add a little bit of color, and voila, I have a complete painted mini. Okay, and a good looking mini. Okay, so it's he's always the one that is always laughing when he sees me painting with layering and glazing. And Roy, if you do it like this, this and this with a little bit of a wash, voila, you have exactly the same thing and it looks just as good. It does look good, but not exactly as good, because then you have not enough shading over there, and I see there a little bit of detail that I still want to pick out. And no, he's a real tabletop painter that is very good in painting stuff very quickly. And it is nice to try for once, speed painting, but especially if you are used to paint really in detail. $20 hours per model. Yeah. Oh, that would be quite speed painting indeed. That's too quickly. Then I will not even get into the real details. And most of it would only be halfly done. And of course I have touched here and there the wings again with my brush with the wrong color. Yeah, it's now you get a little bit of color in there. So I will, when the gray is dry, I will add the red. But I'm still a little bit with the whole skin. That is yeah, and tail. I will just try. First, finish what you have begun. Start painting the red, and I am using the deep red. Do you use underpainting? I have heard the term, and I have an idea about what it is, but not exactly how it completely works. I guess you make the highlights on the base coat and then go over it with yeah, something like that, so that not with a different color, but the more like with the mid-tone, you make the last thing so that the highlights are in fact under the mid-tone, so they pop out a little bit better than in the darker places where you did not put the highlights. Something like that. I mean, I have recently started a little bit with glazing, and I'm still really glad with the clear colors from Reaper. Also found that Pro Acryl has also transparent colors that, as far as I did see, do exactly the same. So great for glazing. Just go back to the glazing again, but in fact, do I use underpainting? Probably not. Or it is with something, maybe I do it in some cases, but without knowing that it is underpainting. But it is certainly something that I should research. But there are so many things that recently I have seen a few. Oh, on the wings here also. Damn. I've seen a few videos again about using the dry brush, the airbrush, which I still indeed want to learn more about. But then you have to practice, and that kind of stuff. It takes time. Yeah, it does. Says the guy who owns four. Hello, Papa Pariah. Have you tried airbrushing? Yes. Not the way I should be trying. Meaning, did I actually practice? Not really. I mean, I dry brush this model. At least the primer that I put on it, and then the bones color that I put on yesterday. And today I decided to paint it a complete black. No, I have 4 airbrushes. That is what I wanted to say. One with a fixed. Yeah, you can get. I believe a smaller needle one, but I do have 2. The same, that one with a big needle and one with a smaller, very small needle. But in fact, I should take time to take out a piece of paper and actually really try to practice making circles, the line. I have seen, I believe it was Ninjon of Squidmar who said if you practice these things, then you are practicing airbrushing. Viking Pie, in my mind, it is using an opaque layer of paint. Opaque, yeah. I don't know why, but somehow if I read opaque, then my mind translates that to see-through. But opaque is exactly the opposite when if I am right. So, using an opaque layer of paint can be several colors, after which you apply a semi-opaque layer of the color you want, after which you can still see a bit of the color of the underlying color. Yeah. Which sounds a little bit like using it sounds a little bit like using a glaze, but I do know a glaze is used only to give a little bit more of a different shine to an existing color. And with this technique that you are talking about is indeed you make different, you see still the difference between the layers beneath. Okay. Yeah, when I did 2 years ago, I did have a opportunity to do an online class with Gorilla with a Brush. Don't know if you know that name. It's a really great painter. If you are talking about box art painter, yes, that he is one of them. But then he's also painting for months and months and months. Oh, it's game time for Music Touch. Hey, thank you for watching. Thank you for your stream. Have a great weekend. Have a great game. Enjoy. See you next time. Thank you. Bye. And he did give, because of Corona, he did give online classes. Alan O'Brien. That's the... anywho, and he did give different class, and I did the class of skin tones, or painting skin, and also tattoos, and the 5 o'clock beard. And he also he started with painting everything in the mid-tone. Then effects, putting the highlights on the whole model, and in effect only then almost with a pure white, not with a pure white, but at least a little bit of a color that still had a little bit of the original color, so white with a little bit of the original mid-tone color in it. Highlighted almost everything, so you only had in the deepest places still the mid-tone, and then with very thin paints building all the colors up again. And glazing and underpainting can be similar in result, but the process is the opposite. Okay. Yeah, now that's what I say. It's one of the things I have heard of it. And I think I have the right idea in my mind. But there are so much techniques, and also what have I tried lately? Also a very quick way of painting, mukbang painting. Immediately had something, mukbang painting, what the F? You paint a model in a certain color, glazing is main color plus tint, underpainting is tint plus main color. Okay. Yeah, so you do exactly the opposite, but the result may be the same. Which is a good painted model. Yeah, so that's all the techniques. Very well explained. Yeah, something like that. But also what I also a lot of not everybody uses the same names for the same technique. So sometimes I don't know which video I was viewing, but I had an idea like the thing you are explaining in that video is not what I would call that technique. That is, I had the idea that is a different technique you are explaining in a different way, but if that makes any sense. Yeah. But I will certainly look into the whole underpainting at some time. Oh, there we have. We are in the shadow. There are some little. Let's just give them at least a little bit of a color. Probably nobody will see it, but more procrastinating. No, that is studying. That is something different than procrastinating. I mean, watching YouTube videos to learn techniques without doing anything and drinking coffee is not procrastinating. Absolutely not. Yeah, well. Oh. Well, at least time flies when you have fun. It's already that time, almost. But I said almost, not completely, because I am still a little bit with the skin. I wanted to try the triads that I had. See if those make quite a difference. I do not even know if because this one does look quite dark and not as dark as the coal black, but just enough the same that I have something like maybe this shadow color is a little bit too dark. Oh, you know what? Let's no, not on the. Let's get a nice big part of his bare skin. Yeah, I think this color is just that little bit too dark for me. That is not exactly that. Maybe even, as this is about highlight. Let's see what we can make from the dark elf skin. And I go for a little bit of the highlight, because I am thinking maybe is the highlight color even the color that I want. Maybe if I add a little bit of more, because it's, yeah, I had it a little bit more purple in mind. Okay, this is of course a nice sickly purple as skin color. Fits very good with the black. But then, what am I going to use? And if I use this one, this is the original dark skin color, the dark elf skin color. That is compared to the black gray that I have. Also already a little bit of the more purple. Yeah. So what I am saying, the dark elf shadow is too dark. That's literally just too, even almost more black than the coal black that I have used. Oh, I see I have forgotten some spots with the red. No. I am going to use around those wounds certainly a little bit of a oh my god, come on, words, come on, get out of my mouth. I know what I am thinking. So I will give those all those wounds a little bit more of an infectious look by using my two favorite colors for those. And those are, let's see, the Bloodfest Crimson together with the Frozen Flesh that I already had in my hands. Those two, if you mix them a little bit, that gives a really nice infected look. So that is certainly something that I am going to use. But first, let's see if we can get the skin done a little bit more. Yeah, this is that whole shadow color was a nice idea. This is just that little bit lighter. Wow, how can the normal skin tone be a little bit lighter than the shadow tone? Yeah, I have no idea. But this looks at least a little bit, the purple that is in there shows a little bit better. And it is a nice gold color, very nice for some undead flesh skin. And that means that I still can use the highlight color for the highlight. Really? Oh yeah! Yippee! Yippee! Oh, and I see again two parts of the two spots with red that I have forgotten. Hole there officially is also a spot. Oh, no, this red is quite strong. If I use it directly over black, You also still can see it quite good. And what I almost forget, this was not muscle, that was bone, right? Because on top paint is still wet, of course. I will repaint that later, because on the original picture this is painted as bone, but then what is this underneath, and there is still some skin over it. Yeah. Now you do have face muscles. No, I am still going to paint them red, especially for his face. I think that will be looking quite nice. A little bit of more color in there. Like that. But I eventually can make bone. I need more bone. Enjoying your Raphael brush? Yes, very much. Very much. It's I do not even know which one of the two. I believe it is the small one, the 2.0. This is my second one already. I've painted so much with it that I tried to clean it, but there was all the hairs were going like this. So probably also not cleaned well enough the time before. Okay, that counts. But yes, I am very glad that I bought them. And also that I can buy them at a regular art shop. And with Scenery Workshop, he has them all also. Not always, but it's something. Yeah, Scenery Workshop does have. Does not always have everything. Well, about that, the art shop moved to. The art shop moved too close to Eibergen. They are in a different. The moved new location is the new location is close to Eibergen. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my as we say in Dutch, I have. It takes a little time. More in my neck of the woods. Yes, indeed. Okay. I didn't realize Eibergen. You don't live near I live near Eibergen. Yeah. Oh damn. That's good news. Or maybe even not. Oops. For some, yeah. Luckily they don't sell minis and that stuff. Well, I mean, I have browsed their shop, and they have a lot of nice stuff, but not really things that I think that I really would need. Luckily, but hey, brushes. Oh, and I do get. I also need to try out. I just. I have backed a Kickstarter from Game Envy. They make really great stuff for mini painters. I have a wet palette from them, and I do also have one mini holder. They did now varnish. They have, yeah, but I must say I have not. Most of the varnishes I saw are matte medium, yes. But on the other hand, I have still a lot of that. I mean, I did buy in bulk. And still not using it very much. At least not as much as I had expected to. But that will come, will come. And oh my god, I keep finding spots that are yeah, matte medium indeed. That's one of the things that I do like working with inks. Certainly in the airbrush, as they do not clog up the airbrush. Only all inks do have a little bit of a shine to them. And that is certainly something I don't want on my minis. But yeah, a little bit of matte medium. That's one of the things that I. It's not that medium that I used. I use a more liquid matte medium from what is it? Vallejo. But I have my own recipe for thinner. Just yeah. In fact, it is just an acrylic thinner from two different brands. Why, I don't know, to be honest. But I use a little bit flow improver in that, and indeed matte medium, just to get it a little bit more on the matte side. Good. I am going to use 2 washes. And then I am going to call it quits, I believe is the way to say it. Meaning, I have my Battle Mud wash. And I have my Mortarian grime. And I start with Mortarian grime because that is the part that I want to use on the guts. You like them for color intensity? Yeah, that certainly. No, let's use the older one. I have used my Citadel large brush for quite even longer than I have been using the Raphael for sure. But this one is now so used that it does not have any point anymore. I mean, this is the new one. This one definitely has a point. And here the top hairs are completely gone. So but never throw away an old brush as long as there are still hairs on there. Unless you have really tons and tons of them. That's a little bit different. Then you can think about, let's throw some out. Oh, and now I made that one red, but that was not. You know what? Let's see if we can put. No, I have to make that white again. Damn! Okay. I think I will add a little bit of pink here and there. It's not completely what I had in mind. Even I throw out brushes. Yeah. Oh, I do throw out brushes when there are no hairs on them. I already. The last time I got it. To be honest, I mean, I have 2 brushes without hairs anymore. Yeah, these 2 I still use. More like stirring sticks, of course. But most of it, even the worst brushes, you can still use them for your coffee. Why do I need to stir my coffee? There's nothing in it then.
Hydrate, but all I have is coffee.
Thank you very much. This is my. So no, that's. I could use them for my coffee. That would be no problem. Certainly. I mean, I know what I have stirred with them, and it was cold coffee. No, I don't need to stir cold coffee. Cold coffee is something that I throw away. So why should I stir that? Oh, now I am making a mess. I am. But that's good because this can look messy. I did use a little bit of the Mortarian grime and the Duncan Rhodes. No, I cannot forget him. Battle Mud. Such an easy name, such an appropriate name, and I cannot recall it. Damn. But the big difference between is if I would have used Games Workshop Agrax Earthshade would still look good. But this one is indeed, it is Battle Mod. It is a little bit of green is in there or something. It's just slightly different. And thus perfectly for undead miniatures. Like this dragon. Yes, I have quite some minis painted this, started painting, but I'm planning for the base. Probably I will make it a very dark grey, and then or maybe maybe even a field grey, so a little bit more of a green tone in it, and then highlight with 2 or 3 different colors. The rocks maybe a little bit of a different color, maybe I make those completely grey, and then of course some tufts of grass, and maybe I do have a very nice sprue with all kinds of skulls. A skull sprue from Games Workshop, and there are quite some nice big skulls on there that would go nice. Do you use? Oh! I always forget my pigments. That's a good idea. Certainly on the rocks. It looks sandy, yeah. Yeah, it is certainly meant to be sand. And indeed, I do have some Vallejo pigments. Thank you for reminding me. As those are indeed more the stone colors, but still very useful also for sand. Somewhere, I even do know exactly where they are. They are over there. Let's see. Now I have now washed all the bone colors, and now I see another spot that I need to make white, as there should be a little bit of red in there later. Down. No, that is indeed one. I don't know when that. When did I? Ooh. Yeah, you're heading off. So am I. So yeah, this is what I have done today. So I still have to do the whole skin. Yeah, have a good night, you too. Thank you for the chat, the gifted sub, the shots, and we'll keep in touch. So yeah, this is my start on the undead dragon from Games Workshop, or I should say the zombie dragon officially. Just a little reminder. I mean, this is how it should have looked according to some painters in the 90s. It's a little bit different. I certainly dare to say that mine does look not only because it's darker because it's black, but a little bit more realistic. But one of the projects that I started and still not have finished. So tomorrow I will not be streaming, but I will be painting and probably Nagash. So yeah, I'm definitely going to say goodbye to you all. Thank you very much for watching, for chatting, for being here, for keeping me company. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you soon again. Thank you. Bye.
I'll be back.